We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my heart for quite a while, and that is surviving parenthood while also suffering from anxiety and depression. I was 17 when I was diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression. And I've been struggling ever since. Parenthood is no exception. If anything, it's gotten worse. So I took the liberty of writing down some tips that I have found. It's only been 2 years. I've only been doing this for 2 years. But tips that I have found to help me recently. Recently I'm in a major upspell. I have come out of a dark place. And I'm feeling really good, and I thought that maybe somebody else was feeling the way I was feeling. I'm not alone in this journey. So I want to talk to you guys about some tips. I have 10 tips that I have found to help. I wrote them down because this is an important video for me, and I don't want to miss anything. Tip number 1 that I have found: get dressed. I find that when I get up and I get dressed and I get myself ready for the day, I'm about 90% more likely to have a good day. I don't know why I can't do this every day. If I know that it's going to help me, why don't I just do it? It's hard. It is hard when you've got a toddler running around and you're tired and you're trying to get breakfast done, and it's hard. But do it. What I've started doing is I wake up before Gunner some days and I get dressed. Lately, I've slipped off a little bit on this, and I am getting ready during nap time. Gunner's getting his 2-year-old molars, and it's been kind of hectic around here lately. So that's my tip number 1. Get dressed and get ready for the day. It really helps. Tip number 2, let sunlight into your house. This changes my whole day. When it is dark in my environment, I think is what I'm trying to say, it can get darker in my mind. And letting the sunlight in lets light in. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true, it works. Let sunlight in. Tip number 3, pick up daily. You do not have to clean your house from top to bottom every day. But something that, and this is I struggle with most of these tips right now. These are just things that I'm finding to help me now. But when we're depressed internally, we often let it show through our environment. And when my mind is a mess, my house is a mess. And vice versa, they feed off of each other. When my house is a mess and I just feel like I'm drowning in stuff, my mind's a mess too. And I feel like I'm drowning in thoughts and I'm drowning in negativity. And it's not a good environment. So I try to pick up daily. I've slacked off the past 2 days. Like I said, Gunner's been getting his 2-year molars. They're almost through, but it's been a really hard week. But when I pick up, my mind just instantly feels so much better. Tip number 4, find a few times during the day to get quiet time. I need silence at least 2 or 3 times a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but most of the time, at least twice a day, I need total silence in this house. I don't want the TV on. I don't want music. I don't want any noise. Usually it's about half an hour of nap time. I sit in the quiet, and then I get up and I start doing chores or whatever. And in the mornings, if I wake up before Gunner, then I just sit. And it's bliss. It's total bliss. And it has helped me tremendously. I've only been doing this for about a week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks, and I feel so much better. Tip number 5. I don't know, I might get some grief on this one. And it might come as a shock to you. It really might. But if you have tried everything and you cannot get out of this funk and you know that you are depressed and it is bringing you down, which in turn brings your kids down and your whole family down. Medication, it's okay. Yeah, I know that's crazy, right? Medication is okay. Do not let anybody tell you that it's not. Because it is. If that is what you need, it's okay. And let me tell you why. Depression and anxiety is an actual brain malfunction. It is not in your, okay, it's technically in your head, but it's not in your head. You're not making this up. I believe you. I am here for you. There are people who will be here for you. Your doctor is one of them. They know that it is a medical condition. It is just a little spot in your brain that is out of whack. It is okay. When you have a flu or a cold, what do? You get Dayquil or cough syrup and you treat it. So I'm confused as to why it's not okay to treat depression with medication too, because it is a big deal. Depression takes you down. It is like the devil in your head, and if a pill helps you, that's okay. I am pregnant, and I did everything that I could, and I made it through the appropriate amount of weeks before I was like, I can't do this anymore. I am in my second trimester now, and I am so unhappy. I couldn't even get excited that I was pregnant. I prayed for this baby, and I tried for 8 months for this baby, and I couldn't even get excited that I was pregnant. It was unreal to me that I wanted this more than anything, and my body was taking that happiness from me. My brain was saying, no, you are not allowed to be happy. So I changed it, and I called my doctor and I was like, I know that I have an appointment next week, but I honestly can't, with a sound mind, wait that long. So she said, okay. She knows that she knows my history. And she put me on Zofran, which is what I normally take, and I stopped taking it when I got pregnant. I told her my history when I first met her when I was pregnant with Gunnar, my OB, and I left the hospital with my new baby on medication because I have a very long history of anxiety and depression, and my depression can get severe. And so I told her ahead of time that I am very worried that I will be very susceptible to postpartum depression, which is also a very real thing. I might do a video on that later. And postpartum depression, people know a lot about. People talk about that, but people don't just talk about depression. This isn't postpartum depression. This is just depression. And it's okay that it doesn't have a fancy name. But I started Zofran again, and it, like I said, this is what I always took, and it reacted so bad. I was paranoid, like if the blankets touched my leg the wrong way at night, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, something's touching me, something's gonna kill me, there's bugs all over me. I had never felt like that in my whole life. I mean, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating anymore, it was making me nauseous, and I already have hyperemesis, which is getting better. I almost don't have to take Zofran anymore. I've been saying Zofran this whole time, haven't I? I wasn't on Zofran. That's not the depression medication. What is it? I have to Google that. Zoloft, not Zofran. I am on a Zofran, but that is my nausea medication. Zoloft is my depression medication. I'm sorry about that. Zoloft. It made me. It was not good when I first started taking it with this pregnancy. Zoloft is what I have always been on, prior and even after Gunnar. So at the doctor's appointment that next week, I was like, I am not sleeping. I feel like bugs are on me at night. I'm so paranoid, and I was scared to death that I was like getting schizophrenic, or I was just getting in this. I was so paranoid. So I told her, and we switched, and now I'm on Prozac. And I have not felt this happy in years. I mean, before Gunnar, when I back in like after high school, when I was in college and my husband was deployed, our first deployment, all of it since my depression journey, I have not felt this happy. I could cry in like, it's been like 5 years. I don't want anybody to think that my husband doesn't make me tremendously happy, but I mean, I am happy all the time. All the time. And this is so new and exciting that I'm like, okay, don't let people give you crap. Medication is 100% okay. I tried everything before medication. I did. I couldn't take medication at the beginning of my pregnancy. I tried everything. Medication is okay.